Hey Leo, welcome back. I need to share something with you today because the energy that just came through in this reading is absolutely remarkable. I have been doing tarot readings for years now, and there are certain moments when you shuffle the cards and you can just feel something significant is about to reveal itself. This is one of those moments for you, Leo. So I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Whatever has been weighing on your mind about your financial situation, whatever stress you have been carrying about money or abundance, or feeling like you have been working so hard without seeing the results you deserve, I want you to just set that aside for the next few minutes. Because what the cards are showing me is that the universe has been orchestrating something quite beautiful behind the scenes, and it is about to become visible in your reality within the next 72 hours. Before we dive into the specific cards, I just want to acknowledge something about you, Leo. You have this incredible solar energy, this natural magnetism and generosity. You give so much of yourself to others, you shine your light so brightly, and sometimes I think the universe takes a little longer to return that energy to you because it is preparing something that truly matches your magnitude. You are not meant for small blessings, Leo. You are meant for the kind of abundance that allows you to be even more of who you truly are. All right, let me share what came through. I laid out 6 cards for you, and honestly, Leo, when I turned over the first card, I actually had to pause for a moment, because the message was so clear and so powerful. The first card that presented itself is the Tower. Now, I know what you might be thinking when you hear the Tower card, because it has this reputation, right? People hear Tower, and they think chaos, destruction, everything falling apart. But let me tell you what I am seeing here for you, Leo, because this is not that energy at all. The Tower in this position is talking about the sudden breakthrough, the lightning bolt moment of clarity that completely shifts your financial reality. Think about what the Tower actually represents at its core. It is that moment when divine intervention breaks through whatever false structures have been holding you back. And for you, Leo, what I am seeing is that there have been these old beliefs about money, these inherited ideas about what you deserve or how hard you need to struggle, and those beliefs have been like a tower built on a faulty foundation. The universe is about to send a bolt of lightning through those old structures, and suddenly you are going to see opportunities and resources that were always meant for you, but were blocked by these outdated patterns. The Tower is ruled by Mars, that planet of action and courage, and it is coming through to tell you that this financial breakthrough is not going to be a slow, gradual thing. This is going to be sudden, unmistakable, powerful. Within 72 hours, Leo, you are going to experience something that completely changes your perspective on what is possible for you financially. It might be an unexpected offer. It might be a solution to a problem that suddenly becomes crystal clear. It might be a door opening that you did not even know existed. But it is coming fast, and it is coming strong. What I love about the Tower appearing for you right now is that it is telling me you have already done the hard work. You have already been through the challenges. You have already proven your resilience and your commitment. This is not about tearing you down. This is about tearing down the last remaining walls between you and the abundance that has your name on it. The universe is essentially saying, we are done with the slow path now. We are done with you having to struggle and prove yourself. It is time for the rapid elevation you have earned. I also want you to pay attention in the next 72 hours to any moments that feel disruptive or unexpected. If something suddenly changes in your routine, if a plan falls through, if something that seems stable suddenly shifts, do not panic. That is the Tower energy clearing the path. Sometimes we get so attached to how we think our breakthrough should look that we resist when the universe has to move things around to bring us something even better. Stay flexible, stay open. Trust that any sudden changes are actually part of this divine orchestration. Now, the second card that came through is the Wheel of Fortune and Leo. When I saw this card appear right after the Tower, I literally got chills because this combination is so powerful. The Wheel of Fortune is one of the most auspicious cards in the entire deck when it comes to major life changes and shifts in luck and fortune. This card is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion and blessings and abundance, and it is appearing in your reading to confirm that yes, your luck is about to turn in a major way. The Wheel of Fortune represents those moments in life when you are in perfect alignment with the natural cycles of abundance. You know how sometimes it feels like you are pushing a boulder uphill and nothing is working no matter how hard you try? And then other times it feels like everything just flows and doors open effortlessly and the right people show up at the right time? The Wheel of Fortune is telling me that you are moving into one of those magical flow periods right now. What I am seeing specifically for you, Leo, is that this is connected to a karmic reward. The Wheel of Fortune is deeply tied to the concept of karma and cosmic justice, and the message I am getting is that you have given so much, you have helped so many people, you have been generous even when you did not have much to give, and the wheel has been turning slowly but surely to bring all of that energy back to you multiplied. The next 72 hours marks a completion of a karmic cycle and the beginning of a new one where you are on the receiving end of tremendous blessings. I want you to think about the image on the Wheel of Fortune card. There is this great wheel constantly turning, and there are figures on different parts of the wheel, some rising, some at the top, some descending. For a while now, Leo, you might have felt like you were on the descending part of the wheel, like you were putting in effort and not seeing it reflected back to you. But the wheel never stops turning, and what goes down must come up. You are at that pivot point right now where the wheel is about to carry you upward into a completely different level of abundance and opportunity. The Wheel of Fortune is also telling me to pay attention to coincidences and synchronicities over the next 72 hours. This card is all about divine timing and the universe orchestrating things in ways that seem almost magical. You might run into someone you have not seen in years who mentions something that leads to an opportunity. You might randomly see information about something that sparks an idea that turns into income. You might get a message or a call that seems to come out of nowhere, but is actually perfectly timed. These are not accidents, Leo. These are the wheel turning in your favor. One more thing about the Wheel of Fortune that I think is really important for you to understand. This card is reminding you that you are not in control of everything, and that is actually a good thing. I know as a Leo, you like to feel like you are directing your life and making things happen through your will and your effort, but the Wheel of Fortune is saying that sometimes the greatest blessings come when you surrender to the bigger picture and trust that forces beyond your control are actually working in your favor. The financial miracle that is coming to you in the next 72 hours is not something you need to make happen through force or effort. It is already in motion. Your job is just to stay open and receive it. The third card in your reading is the Eight of Swords, and this one is really interesting, Leo, because at first glance you might wonder why a card that typically represents feeling trapped or restricted would show up in a reading about financial blessings. But let me explain what I am seeing here because this card is actually incredibly important for you right now. The Eight of Swords shows a figure who is blindfolded and surrounded by swords, appearing to be trapped. But here's the thing. If you look closely at the traditional imagery of this card, the bindings are actually loose, and there is a clear path out. The person is not actually trapped by external circumstances. They are trapped by their own perception and their inability to see the way forward. And this is what the cards are asking you to pay attention to, Leo. Over the next 72 hours, as this financial breakthrough begins to manifest, you might initially feel confused or uncertain, or like you cannot see how things are going to work out. The Eight of Swords is appearing here to warn you not to let your mind convince you that you are stuck when you are actually on the verge of breaking free. Your logical mind might try to tell you that what the cards are promising is not possible, that you do not have the resources or the connections or the right circumstances. But that is just the blindfold talking. What I am really seeing with the Eight of Swords in this position is that it represents the last moment before liberation. You know how it is always darkest before the dawn. The Eight of Swords is that moment of darkness, that moment where you cannot quite see the full picture yet, but you are literally standing right at the edge of freedom and abundance. The message here is, do not give up, do not let doubt win, do not let the appearance of obstacles convince you to turn away from your breakthrough. I also think the Eight of Swords is speaking to some mental patterns that have been keeping you smaller than you need to be financially. Maybe you have been telling yourself stories about why wealth is not available to you, or why you are not the kind of person who gets financial miracles, or why you need to keep playing it safe. These are the swords surrounding you, Leo. These are the mental constructs that have been limiting your ability to receive. And the beautiful thing is that the appearance of this card in your reading means those mental barriers are about to dissolve. The Suit of Swords is all about the mental realm, about thoughts and beliefs and communication. So I would not be surprised if part of your breakthrough in the next 72 hours involves a conversation or receiving information that completely shifts how you think about money and possibility. Maybe you learn something new about an opportunity. Maybe someone explains something to you in a way that suddenly makes perfect sense. Maybe you have an insight or an aha moment that changes everything. Pay attention to what comes through the mental realm for you, Leo, because that is where the key to your liberation lives. The Eight of Swords is also asking you to be willing to remove your own blindfold. What I mean by that is you might need to be willing to see your situation differently, to acknowledge possibilities you have been dismissing, to consider paths forward that you previously thought were not for you. The financial miracle that is coming might not look exactly like you expected it to look. It might come through a channel you were not watching. It might require you to step into a version of yourself that feels slightly unfamiliar. Be willing to see with new eyes, Leo. Be willing to recognize the gift, even if it is wrapped in unexpected packaging. Now, the fourth card is the Devil, and I can imagine you might be wondering why this card would show up in a reading about divine financial blessings. But stay with me, Leo, because the Devil in this context is actually giving you some really important practical guidance about how to work with the abundance that is coming your way. The Devil card is often misunderstood. Yes, it can represent addiction and unhealthy attachments and being trapped in destructive patterns. But at a deeper level, the Devil is about the material world, about power and resources, and understanding how to work with physical reality effectively. The Devil is ruled by Capricorn energy, that practical earth sign that knows how to build wealth and security in the tangible world. What I am seeing with the Devil appearing in your reading is that this financial breakthrough is not just going to be a temporary windfall that disappears as quickly as it came. This is about learning to build and maintain wealth in a sustainable way. The Devil is appearing here to remind you that you have more power over your material circumstances than you have been acknowledging. You are not a victim of your financial situation, Leo. You are actually incredibly powerful when it comes to manifesting resources. And this card is waking up that power within you. The Devil can also represent the shadow side of abundance, and I think it is important for the cards to bring this up now, so you can navigate it wisely. When money starts flowing to you more easily, there can be temptation to spend impulsively, or to make decisions based on ego rather than wisdom. The Devil is asking you to stay grounded as this blessing comes in. Yes, enjoy it. Yes, treat yourself. Yes, let yourself feel prosperous, but also make smart decisions that set you up for long-term security rather than just short-term pleasure. I am also getting that the Devil is speaking to the importance of releasing any shame or guilt you might have around wanting money or having money. Sometimes people with big hearts, like yours, Leo, people who are generous and care about others, they develop this unconscious belief that wanting wealth is somehow selfish or wrong. But the Devil is here to tell you that money is neutral. It is a tool, and in your hands, it becomes a force for good. You are allowed to want financial abundance. You are allowed to enjoy material comfort. You are allowed to have resources that make your life easier and more beautiful. This is not at odds with being a good person. In fact, the more abundant you are, the more you can share and contribute and make a difference. The devil is also connected to the physical senses and pleasure and enjoying being in a body on this earth. So I think part of this message is about letting yourself actually feel and savor the experience of abundance when it comes. Do not just intellectualize it or immediately start worrying about the next thing. Let yourself have the full sensory experience of receiving. Let yourself feel what it is like to have ease and flow around money. Let that feeling sink into your body and your cells so it becomes your new normal. One more layer to the devil that feels important. This card can represent the chains we willingly wear, the ways we keep ourselves bound to limitation even when the key to freedom is right there. As this financial miracle unfolds over the next 72 hours, you might notice ways that you are tempted to sabotage yourself or stay small or reject the blessing. Maybe you will be tempted to say no to an opportunity because it feels too good to be true. Maybe you will want to downplay your success because you are worried about how others will react. Maybe you will feel the urge to give away everything you receive before you have even had a chance to build your own foundation. The devil is asking you to notice these patterns and consciously choose differently. You are allowed to break the chains, Leo. You are allowed to step into a bigger version of your life. The fifth card is the Ten of Pentacles, and Leo. This is one of the most beautiful cards in the entire tarot deck when it comes to lasting wealth and abundance and financial security. When I turned this card over, I actually smiled because it is such a powerful confirmation of everything the previous cards have been building toward. The Ten of Pentacles represents the culmination of the entire Pentacles suit journey. It is not just about having money, it is about having wealth that is stable and sustainable, and that benefits not just you, but your whole family or community. This card often appears when someone is about to experience a major level up in their financial situation that has long-term implications. What I am seeing for you, Leo, is that the breakthrough coming in the next 72 hours is not just a one-time thing. It is the beginning of a completely new financial chapter in your life. The Ten of Pentacles suggests that you are moving into a period where wealth flows to you more naturally, where you feel secure and stable in ways you maybe have never felt before. This could manifest as a new source of income that continues to generate for you, or as an opportunity that opens up a whole new level of possibility, or as resources coming to you that allow you to build something lasting. The Ten of Pentacles is also deeply connected to legacy and what you are building that will outlast you. For you as a Leo, I think this is particularly meaningful because you have such a generous heart and such a desire to make a positive impact. This card is telling me that the financial abundance coming to you is not just for your own comfort, although you absolutely deserve that. It is also giving you the resources to be able to support others, to be able to invest in the people and causes you care about, to be able to leave something meaningful behind. You are being given the gift of abundance so that your natural generosity can flow even more freely. I want you to really sit with the imagery of the Ten of Pentacles for a moment. In most versions of this card, you see multiple generations together. You see a sense of home and stability and prosperity that has been built over time. This is not get-rich-quick energy. This is wealth that has a solid foundation. And what the cards are telling me is that everything you have been through, all the challenges and lessons and times when money was tight, all of that has been building the foundation for this level of abundance. You are ready for this, Leo. You have earned this. You have developed the character and the wisdom to handle wealth in a way that truly serves your highest good and the good of others. The Ten of Pentacles is also ruled by Mercury in Virgo, which brings in this energy of practical wisdom and intelligent management of resources. So as this abundance comes in, you are going to find that you have really good instincts about how to handle it. You might suddenly understand investments or financial strategies that previously seemed confusing. You might find yourself naturally making smart decisions about how to allocate your resources. Trust that you have the wisdom you need to steward this blessing well. One thing that feels really important about the Ten of Pentacles appearing in this reading is that it suggests this abundance is going to come through established structures or systems. It might come through your career or your business. It might come through real estate or investments. It might come through an inheritance or a family connection. It is probably not going to be something completely random or out of left field. It is going to feel like a natural evolution of things you have already been building, just accelerated and amplified by divine timing. The sixth and final card in your reading is the Knight of Cups, and this card is absolutely perfect to complete this reading, Leo, because it is bringing in the energy of dreams manifesting into reality, of wishes being granted, of romantic idealism meeting practical fulfillment. The Knight of Cups is often called the card of the dreamer, the artist, the romantic. This knight is on a quest to bring beauty and love and inspiration into the world. And what I am seeing for you is that this financial blessing that is coming is deeply connected to your dreams and your creative vision for your life. This is not just about having more money for the sake of having money. This is about resources flowing to you so that you can live the life you have been dreaming about, so that you can bring your creative visions into reality, so that you can do the work you are truly called to do without financial stress holding you back. The Knight of Cups moves slowly but steadily toward his goal. He is not rushing, he is not forcing, he is trusting in the journey and staying committed to his vision. And I think this is an important message for you, Leo, about how to approach the next 72 hours and beyond. Yes, the breakthrough is coming quickly, but your job is to stay centered in your heart, to stay connected to your vision, to keep believing in the dream even as you take practical steps forward. The Knight of Cups is ruled by Pisces energy, that deeply intuitive and spiritual water sign. So, I am getting that your intuition is going to be really strong over the next few days. You might have dreams that give you guidance. You might have gut feelings about which direction to move in. You might feel drawn to certain people or opportunities without necessarily having a logical reason why. Trust that, Leo. Trust the subtle guidance that comes through your heart and your intuition, because that is the Knight of Cups leading you toward your miracle. This card can also represent an actual person who might be instrumental in your financial breakthrough. The Knight of Cups often shows up when someone is going to bring you an offer or an opportunity or good news. This could be a friend, a colleague, a mentor, someone you meet in the next few days who ends up being an important catalyst for your abundance. Pay attention to the people who cross your path. Be open to conversations and connections, because one of them might be carrying your blessing. What I love about the Knight of Cups completing this reading is that it brings everything back to the heart. At the end of the day, Leo, this financial miracle that is coming to you is not just about numbers in a bank account. It is about you being able to live from your heart, to follow your joy, to express your creative gifts without limitation. The universe wants you to thrive. The universe wants to see you shine even more brightly, and this blessing is part of that divine plan. I am so excited for you, Leo. I really am. There is something so special about witnessing someone stand on the edge of a major breakthrough, and I can feel that energy so strongly in your reading today. The next 72 hours are going to be significant for you. Stay open, stay grateful, stay ready.